Hey there guys, what's up? Welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick as always, and happy Halloween. I'm posting this on Halloween. I'm shooting this 2 days before Halloween. Yes, happy Halloween guys. This is a really special beer I want to review for the holiday. I think it's perfectly fitting. This is none other than the 2014 barrel-aged Surly Darkness. I actually got this bottle myself. I went to Darkness Day last year. I flew out and met up with my buddies Royce and Grant out in Iowa. We went up to Top on Goliath, and then we went up to Minnesota for the Darkness Day. And man, I got to tell you, if you guys haven't done it yet, absolutely worth going to. It is so much fun, especially the day and the night before the actual Darkness Day. You can camp out and have like the most ridiculous bottle shares of your life, pretty much. Beer from all over the country, all over the world. People just hanging out, sharing beer outside. And if you're lucky, the weather will be good like it was for us last year. And it's amazing. It's basically you're in line waiting for Darkness Day to get a wristband for the next day, for the next morning, but you can hang out all day. They allow you to drink out there. They allow you to have like barbecues, fire, whatever you want. It's pretty wild actually that they continue to be able to do that. So I had never seen anything like that in my life. It was just such a cool experience, and really, really grateful that I got to go out there and hang out with Royce and Grant, and those are great guys who I met through doing beer reviews. So you never know who you're gonna meet in life. It's pretty wild. So anyways guys, I haven't had this beer since the weekend that I was up there for Darkness Day. We opened one bottle of this in the hotel room together, like right after, and it was really, really good then. So I've had this aging for a year. No idea how it's drinking, but it was amazing fresh. And last year was the first year that they did a barrel aged. It was like all of it was barrel aged. All the bottles were barrel aged in High West rye whiskey. I think for a few months. But and then this year they just had Darkness Day last weekend, and from what I saw, they went back to the regular Darkness, and then you could purchase one bottle of the barrel aged Darkness. So I don't know if it was too hard to make it again, so that it was all 100% barrel aged, or if it was too expensive, or if they wanted to do more production. I don't know why, but 2014 all the bottles were barrel aged as far as I know, and yeah, it even says it on the label. So pretty much guys, what is this beer? It's a Russian Imperial Stout. It's one of the highest rated Russian Imperial Stouts out there, and it's been out for several years now. It's just one of those beers that has a cult following, you know, like Dark Lord, that kind of thing. It's like it just comes out once a year, and it's just really sought after. They have a big event with the release, obviously, like I just spoke about. I'm sure you guys know all this already, but for anyone that's watching doesn't understand or know what the beer is about, there you go. It's a big event kind of thing. It's a Russian Imperial Stout. Again, like one of the highest rated that's out there. I think they've been making this since 2007, I want to say. And as far as the beer, guys, like I said, it's been barrel aged in High West rye whiskey barrels. I don't know for how long exactly. And the ABV is not listed on the bottle anywhere. And I just don't know what it is, because on Untapped it says 9.8. On Beer Advocate it says 10.3. And it doesn't say it on the Shirley's website, and it doesn't. And then on Rate Beer it says 9.6. So let's say it's between 9 and 11%. It's somewhere in there, we think, which is not as crazy as I thought it would be, actually, for a big Russian Imperial Stout, and then the fact that it's barrel aged. But that's good, because this is a lot of beer to drink, and I'm not going to drink all this tonight. I'll probably cap it and save it. But yeah, guys, pretty much other than that, we kind of covered it all. It's a really special release. It's perfect, you know, perfect excuse to open it for Halloween. And on the website it says, for the malts they use pale ale, golden promise, crystal, dark crystal, oats, black, chocolate, roast, sugar, Belgian dark, Candi sugar. They used, for hops, they used Columbus, Amarillo, and Simcoe. So it's actually got 3 different hops in it, which I didn't realize. English ale yeast, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get this cracked open. This is going to be an absolutely incredible beer, as you probably expect, and the artwork is amazing. It's different every single year, and this artwork is just killer, which you probably saw in the beginning of the video. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let's go ahead and get this cracked open. This is the 2014 Surly Darkness, and I need to go get this wax off in the kitchen because this is like Fort Knox getting into this thing. So I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. All right, guys, got this thing all primed and ready to crack it open on camera. Let's go ahead and do that. Nice hiss. Oh my, there's so much wax. I gotta move away from the... Whoa. Holy shit, I can smell it already, guys. Wow. That is pretty ridiculous. Let's go ahead and pour this, guys. Let's do a nice down the middle aggressive pour here. All right, guys, so we got the darkness poured out there, and it is dark, as you would expect. There it has a nice 2-finger head there, dissipating kind of quickly. You guys saw when I poured it very aggressively, and it had a big head on it. It's dissipating pretty quick, but it's hanging on. It's about a 2-finger of a khaki head, and it's pretty tight, small bubbles, and then some bigger bubbles on the top. Looks like a very creamy, frothy head. And by the way, guys, I didn't mention this, but I've had this out of the fridge now for about a half hour. This has got a nice slight chill to it. It's probably a little chillier than cellar temp, but not much. I would definitely recommend opening this beer as close to cellar temp as possible, so that when you pour it and you still have all the carbonation, the lively carbonation, that it's already at the temperature that you want it. Which with this beer, you definitely want to open it on the warmer side. There's no reason to drink this beer cold. It's definitely not meant for that. So, guys, the beer up to the light, I mean, there's the appearance right there. You guys can already see it. Up to the bright lights, pitch black. Absolutely pitch black. One of the darkest beers you can imagine. I mean, look at that. I can see my reflection like crystal clear. It is pitch black, guys. Nothing else to say about that. Let's go ahead and get to the important stuff. Let's dive into the aroma on the Surly Darkness. This is a very cool beer to be reviewing right now. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. Oh my God, yeah, wow. It smells pretty much like like marshmallows, like chocolate covered marshmallows, espresso bean kind of character. Yeah, there's vanilla, there's oak, there's bourbon. There's just this like luscious kind of chocolatey, bourbony, marshmallowy thing going on. It's got some roastiness as well. You get a little bit of that roasty kind of chocolatey, charred oak kind of thing from the rye whiskey barrel. You get a little bit of spiciness too from that rye whiskey barrel, just a hint of it. Wow, it smells so good. Yeah, just a big bourbon, chocolate, marshmallow, and then a hint of that rye whiskey. It's definitely got that just big, like complex, thick, kind of luscious aroma to it. And I don't know what alcohol it is again. I think it's a little over 10. But you cannot smell the aroma. You cannot smell the alcohol whatsoever. It is just jam-packed with aroma. That's where I swirl it right there. I get like a dark fruit. I get like a chocolate-covered cherry, like a cherry cordial type of thing. Yeah, there's definitely some like bright. There's some like bright, almost tart, like chocolate-covered fruit in there, which I think is like cherries. Then there's some plums and raisins. Like everything's chocolate covered though. Like that's the thing with this. Yeah, wow guys, this smells so multi-layered and amazing. It doesn't smell like super bourbon forward, but the barrel is definitely there. Like, you can smell this is a bourbon barrel aged beer. Guys, let's go ahead and get a sip. I think this is going to be amazing after a year. All right, cheers. Wow. Oh, man. That is seriously... Oh, wow. What a fucking amazing beer, guys. Yeah. Holy shit. This thing... Wow, a year has done wonders to this thing. Holy shit, this is amazing. Wow. This beer is so luscious. It's like velvet. It's got this ridiculous mouthfeel to it. It's so creamy. It's so dessert-like. It's just like velvety. Huge amounts of chocolate and bourbon. The barrel comes through way more on the taste. I get a nice warming feeling down the back of my throat, down into my chest. I'm feeling that little bit of that warming glow feeling. But I can't taste the alcohol whatsoever. There's this incredible brightness to it. I don't want to say tart because you'll get the wrong idea, but it's like this, it's like the tartness of like a chocolate covered cherry. There's this bright, dark fruit kind of component to this, and the chocolate notes are just crazy in this too. Wow. Yeah, there's like this chocolate covered cherry thing. It immediately hits your mouth in the front of the tongue, in the middle of the mouth. It opens up your taste buds. It's like this, again, like this tart and sweet, fruity kind of thing. And when I say fruity, I pretty much just mean like cherries. Tart cherry, the chocolate covered, plums and raisins in the back end of that. You know, a beautiful sweetness to it, as you would expect. Not cloying by any means. This is not an overly sweet beer. It's got the perfect level of sweetness. This has a very nice roast to it, like a really nice coffee roast, mixing with those chocolate notes. A little bit of an espresso kind of character, like an espresso brownie type of character too. It's just really like a dark fruit and chocolate concoction, and then that fruity element of the cherry and the raisins and plum kind of thing. But it really is bright tasting. It pops your taste buds open the whole way through. It is really easy to drink, guys. In the aftertaste, it's mouth coating. It just coats your mouth with, again, chocolate, you know, the slight bourbon, a whiskey, a slight sweetness, a nice kind of chocolatey / espresso coffee roast. It's sort of like coating your mouth. The beer is a little bit sticky, like I can feel it on my lips. Man, it is a really complex beer. It's pretty much like a dessert beer, but it's a dessert beer that is not like, excuse me, it's not too high ABV. You know, it's easy to drink because the alcohol is so well hidden. So in some ways, this is a very, like, maybe you would drink this whole bottle yourself. I probably won't tonight, but I could see where you could have a couple glasses of this. It's not too filling or rich. I mean, it is rich, but I guess what I'm saying is it's not hard to drink. It's just very enjoyable to drink. But it is like a dessert. I would probably only have like a glass of this, maybe a glass and a half. You can see the lacing and the alcohol like sticking to the glass. Carbonation is so soft and so spritzy. It's very low carbonation, I think, and it's very like, it's so soft that you don't even realize it's there, which I didn't until I just thought about it right now, but I haven't even noticed that. Yeah, very soft carbonation. Really, the beer just needs a little bit of it, and that's it. Like, the beer moves along just fine on its own. So yeah, guys, absolutely incredible beer. Darkness. I actually did review Darkness a couple years ago. I think I reviewed the 2012 with the zombie on it. And I don't think I ever posted that video, and I really should. Maybe I'll do that just for the fun of it. I'll post it sometime after this. But that was the first time I ever had Darkness, and it was a lot more hyped too back then. There weren't as many crazy beers back in 2012 as there is now. But I remember the first time I had Darkness, I was like blown away how good it was. And, you know, it definitely stands up to, you know, I think a lot of the thing with these type of beers is, and probably Dark Lord too, because I know a lot of people think Dark Lord is a joke. This one seems to have a little bit more respect from beer geeks. But I think a lot of it has to do with the actual event itself and the community of it, and the whole event as a whole, and less to do with the actual beer itself a lot of times. But with this one, it definitely is a really special beer. As far as the Russian Imperial Stout, you know, it's going to be really hard to find one better than this, which it doesn't have any adjuncts in it. You know, this one happens to be barrel aged, but it's just a Russian Imperial Stout. You know, it's not, you know, they're not throwing 10 different things in it. It's just a really, really well-made beer. So anyways, guys, I'm going to actually just take a couple minutes off camera to think about my final thoughts and score, and I'll be right back. Thanks. All right, guys, so for the 2014 barrel-aged Darkness, it's a wonderful beer to drink. It really, really is. I'm feeling it already after having just about, you know, half a glass. So I think this beer may be a little stronger than it's advertised as. And they don't put it on the bottle, so who knows. But either way, guys, it is a delicious beer. You get a really good balance in this beer. You get a lot of the bourbon, the whiskey character, more so than I thought I would, actually. And I don't remember it being that intense even last year when I had it. But, you know, you get the warming. You get a little bit of that spicy, you know, rye whiskey character in the flavor for sure. It's definitely there. A lot of chocolatey notes from the roasted malts. The sugary component is nice. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this beer is so coffee forward and chocolatey and roasty. I feel like this beer could actually benefit from a little bit more sweetness. That's the only thing that I think it needs, to be honest with you, is a little bit more sweetness. Maybe a little bit more of those dark fruit characters, like maybe a little bit more of that plum and like raisin sweetness, a little bit more fruitiness, the roastiness from the coffee and the dark the roasted malts. I know it's not coffee, but the roasted malts, the kind of charred oak character that you're tasting actually leaves a little bit of an ashy kind of char taste on your tongue, which I think if they just used a little bit more of the sweetness, basically just to up the sweetness on it a little bit, it would help it out, be a little less roasty. And I'm really nitpicking here, guys, because this is a beautiful beer, but I'm a beer reviewer, so I'm trying to break it down as best as I can for you guys. But really, all in all, it's a fantastic beer. It's velvet on the mouth. It's just a really easy drinking beer. It's silky smooth, a lot of great flavors playing with each other, and they all work. Again, just the roastiness, if that was toned down a little bit, but it's still really exceptional. I do really like the bright, kind of almost tart, chocolate covered cherry thing all throughout the flavor. Again, it really opens up your taste buds. To have that little bit of bright tartness really works with this beer because it's a big beer. You know, it's like motor oil. It's a great beer, but that brightness really opens everything up and makes it, you know, even easier to drink. And yeah, it just leaves your mouth coated with all the flavors. It's slightly sticky on the palate as well. And it's just a delicious beer, guys. I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest. So Let's go ahead and go to the scores. It's 97 for this particular version on Beer Advocate. I believe this is the number 7 highest rated Russian Imperial Stout on Beer Advocate right now. So it's in the top 10, which is pretty amazing. It's a 97 on Beer Advocate. I definitely think it's a little higher than that. Probably, I think I was toying with like a 98 plus or a 99 minus. Let me do one more smell and taste because it's kind of tough. And now is like I'm getting more of like a caramel and toffee thing in the nose too, but I'm getting a lot of that rye whiskey. Wow. I think I'm gonna go 98 plus, guys. I really like this beer. I think it's really great. I don't want to oversell it. I don't want to overhype it. I think it falls just short of being, you know, mind-blowing. If I give it the 99 or anything like that, I think that's going to be overselling it a little bit. But I think a 98 or 98 plus is really where this beer is for me. And for a year age, I think it probably did it a little bit of good, to be honest. Although I'd have to have it fresh to tell you whether that's true or not. So let me know if you guys have had the darkness, and especially this one. Let me know if you had the 2014 darkness, when you had it, you know, what you thought of it. I really would love to know. I've got a couple more bottles. I'll probably, you know, I think it's great now. I might even let it cellar more because we'll see if it turns into something different. Who knows? With a beer like this, you can definitely cellar it. So yeah, let me know what you think of this one. Let me know if you had the 2015 version. I should be getting that from my buddy Royce, which I think I'll probably just go ahead and review. Or maybe I'll save it till next Halloween. Who knows? But yeah, thanks guys for watching. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next beer review. Cheers. Thanks.